Hey buddy, hope you're traveling well. Before 2009, Ladakh was a hidden wonderland. The name was only whispered between hardcore wanderlust, but that's no longer the case. Today, Ladakh has become a household name, and yet most talk only about the just looking like a wow side of it. But as always, everything beautiful comes with a price. You certainly can't enjoy a place in which you cannot breathe. And that is why a basic understanding of acute mountain sickness, or in short, what is called as AMS, become so vital in making a Ladakh trip. So that's what we are going to talk about today. This is day one in Leh, and I landed at around 8 o'clock, and it's like 3:30 now. And between 8 and 3 p.m., I've been doing nothing but sitting in one place or lying down or sleeping. No walking, no visiting the Leh market, no getting on top of Shanti Stupa. See, I just turned on my camera and I came sat here, and my breathing is already heavy. So this is what happens when you get airlifted from 300 meters and get dropped at 3,500 meters. See, there's something called as AMS that pretty much decides any Ladakh or Spiti trip. I thought, when I'm going through the process of acclimatization, I would make this video so that, I would put myself as the subject. We all know that the composition of oxygen in air is about 24%. And see, the problem is as you go higher, especially about 10,000 feet or 3,300 meters, what happens is the oxygen becomes thinner. For example, I took off in Delhi and landed in Leh. I took an hour to fly from Delhi to Leh. So what happens is when I landed in Leh, I am dealing with about 65% of the oxygen. So what happens is your lungs and your bloodstream needs to cope up with this low oxygen. See, this generally doesn't happen when you come on land because coming from Delhi to Leh on road is likely to take you like a minimum 2 to 3 days. So what happens is 2 to 3 days, what you will be doing is you will be going from 300 meters to 2000 meters in Manali, and then 3000 meters in Jispa, and then you will be crossing two passes, getting ascending and then descending down. See, in 2 days, there is enough time for your body to cope up with the gain in altitude and the loss of oxygen. So this is why it becomes so mandatory to acclimatize yourself for the first 2 days, because with respect to Ladakh or Spiti or any trans-Himalayan trip, the first 2 days decides the course of the entire trip. You get AMS, which is acute mountain sickness, and you lay flat. The rest of the trip goes for a toss, and you will most of the time you will have no other option than to return back. I'll tell a small incident that happened. People who've been traveling to Leh or Ladakh recently wouldn't know, but people who've been traveling since say 2007 or 8, before Ladakh was put on the mainstream tourism map, they all know this one website called India Mike. So India Mike, the guy who founded it. He was pretty much the first one to put Ladakh on the map because he was pretty much the first guy to blog about Ladakh. When I did my first trip in 2009, it was his itinerary that I followed, and he's been a veteran, and everyone knows India Mike, who's been traveling to Ladakh for over 10 years or more. What happened was 2 years back he was here in Leh. He flew to Leh from Delhi, and he landed here, and we still don't understand what went into his mind. Evening he went to Kardungla, so which is like, you start from 300 meters, and in 1 hour you are in 3,500 meters, and in another 6 hours you are at something like 5,600 meters or 18,000 feet. So which means in one day you gained 18,000 feet, and on top of Kardungla We are talking about close to 58% of oxygen that you will be breathing in Delhi. So, such a drop, the body definitely wouldn't cope up. And unfortunately, he got stuck with AMS, and he's no more with us. When we think about Ladakh, we all think about the bright side and the landscapes and the Pangong Lake and the hues and blah 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 and all that. But what many don't speak about is, AMS and the acclimatization process. See, for example, I'm talking now for like what, 2 3 minutes, and I am feeling that, I'm running out of breath every now and then. But the thing is, this will not happen after 2 days. Day three, day four, the body would cope up, and I'll get enough red blood cells in my bloodstream, and yeah, I would appear to be normal as I was before. See, this is the thing, the first 2 days, as I told, marks how the rest of your trip is going to be. See, there are no exceptions here at all. See, for example, for a person who was born in Ladakh, he comes to Delhi or the plane, stays there for a year, and then comes back to Leh. He's got to go through the same thing. See, the problem with AMS is some people might get away with it. See, for example, I've seen people who fly to Leh on the first day and go to Kardungla and cross Kardungla, go to Nubra Valley the second day, nothing happens to them. But on the other hand, I've also seen people, who climb upstairs on day one and then collapse, and they get admitted in a hospital. And for all the buzz that is going on around Ladakh, still there's only one government hospital in Ladakh which has enough oxygen cylinders. So, and you come in June, July, August, you see truckloads of people coming to Ladakh. I've seen people, stay in a queue to get an oxygen cylinder, and they're already gasping. See, this is one side. On the other side, it's like, Ladakh is fatal, the roads are deadly. See, the roads have become a lot better in the last 2 3 years. And last September, I was here, and I was able to ride a motorcycle from Leh to Manali in one day. It's not like bragging, because I've done the same trip in like 4 5 days. I've got stranded, and I've been in one spot for like 6 to 7 hours because of a landslide. See, these are the things that you generally expect out of a Ladakh trip. See, it is beautiful, no doubt. It is something that you don't get to see anywhere else. And but then the thing is, over the years, people like me, we have learned to respect the mountain. Just think about it logically. If you see, you have a 6 or 7 day trip, and you're being stingy on not spending enough time or money for the first 2 days, the whole trip goes to a toss, and you have to return back. You'll be wasting exponentially more time and money than what you would be doing, giving those 2 days for your body. Whenever you plan a trip to Leh, especially when you're flying, just make sure you don't do absolutely no physical workout on day one. Day two, you can go to the Leh market and sightseeing and all that. Do that, and from day three, Ladakh is actually a paradise. Day two, and I'm feeling a bit better. I'm not gasping, and I'm not walking like a sloth, because yesterday, 2 steps, I was walking like a sloth.